Hey everyone, happy Thursday. My name's Nahima. I am the owner and founder of Getfitwitne, a health and fitness company dedicated to serving the Bronx area and just making it an overall healthier place physically, mentally, and spiritually. Today is, if you didn't know, today is World Mental Health Day. So I just wanted to hop on here and make a video just sharing my testimony and my own battles with mental health, even currently, and my past, struggles. And I just wanted to share a little bit about that. So I feel like I became aware of my mental health struggles. I feel like I didn't become too aware until I got older. So I would say probably around the time of like maybe 22, 23, which is when my, mental health actually started to improve. So I wouldn't say I'm somebody who really struggled with depression and anxiety, but I have had my own personal battles with those things, and it mostly was situational. So it came from specific situations that I was dealing with, that I was putting myself through unknowingly, just kind of self-sabotaging. And this was around the time I was in college. So I was away from home, away from family, like away from basically my whole support system for the first time ever. And that was really, really hard for me because although I did go to college with two of my best friends, it was still hard just being in a new environment and around different people. And the icing on the cake was I was just in a really bad relationship. And that is what really brought me into a place of just depression and anxiety. I basically centered my whole self around that relationship and made it my identity. So when things started to fall apart, I started to fall apart. And that was just a rough time. Like, that was just an up and down roller coaster. I had no emotional stability. No, and because I had no emotional stability, I basically, like, health and wellness is holistic. Like, if you're not good physically, you're usually not good spiritually. If you're not good spiritually, you're not good emotionally. If you're not good emotionally, you're not good mentally. Like, so at that time, I really wasn't good mentally or emotionally or spiritually. And therefore I really wasn't good physically either. I would work out and I would like eat healthy, but it wasn't consistent, and it also wasn't for the right reasons, even though I'm grateful still for those seasons because it contributed to where I am now. It still wasn't like, you know I wasn't doing it for exactly the right reasons. Sorry, I'm getting a call. Okay, so that was around like from the time of like 2013 to 20, maybe like 17. I feel like that's kind of when the cloud and the fog started to raise. That's when I kind of started to just relearn myself and re-meet myself, and learn what self-awareness was and triggers and all these things that we have language for now, and we probably always had language for it, but I didn't know. But now I myself personally have language for it. Like, I know my triggers, I know myself, and I'm still learning myself, but you know, I know how to learn about myself, if that makes sense. I know to journal, I know to pray, I know to speak to people, I know to go to therapy in certain seasons, I know to rest. Like, all of these things and more like contribute to a healthy mental state. And that's just what I wanted to share today, is that mental health is super, super important. If not, it's just everything. Like, if you're not good mentally, you're not really good anywhere, right? So in the words of Lauryn Hill, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? Like, that's like one of my favorite lines because it's very true. And in my past, I used to ignore my mental health. So I used to suppress my feelings, I used to suppress my thoughts, I used to try to ignore it, I used to just be so in denial about where I was. But because I was kind of ashamed, especially as a Christian. Sometimes we get shamed, you know, into believing that we shouldn't be dealing with these things because we have Christ as our Savior and we have a relationship with God. And yes, I had a relationship with God, but it wasn't very fruitful or healthy. And neither was my relationship with myself. So In turn, I was just suppressing everything, and I was also just ashamed and guilty for feeling how I was feeling. So that made me feel even worse, because I'm like, dang, I'm already feeling bad. I feel bad for feeling bad. And then, like, thank God I had supportive just family and friends that knew, like, I wasn't my depression and anxiety. I wasn't my sadness. I wasn't my bad mental health seasons. And even to this day, I'm not my bad mental health days. So sometimes I have a bad mental health day. I have a bad mental health week, okay? And oftentimes it comes from several things. Sometimes it's because I'm not really working out and moving my body. Maybe I'm not eating right. And then other times it could be just from family stuff, from relationship stuff, friendships. Like, it just varies. Like, overall, I have much more good mental health days than I do bad, and I'm very grateful to say that, because I worked really hard to improve my mental health, and I just want to encourage you to do so as well. It's definitely worth it. Like, literally take the time out to go to therapy, speak to somebody, go to a doctor if you need that, because everyone's so different, and it's really just worth taking the time out to get to know yourself and to really just live a healthy lifestyle with a healthy mental state. So just to give you guys some resources before I go, you can call NYC 988 if you are in the New York City area, and definitely speak to somebody or get pointers or resources to help you with whatever you're dealing with, especially depression or suicidal thoughts. Please do not go through that alone. Please speak to someone. And I'll also put down below, um, or probably a link in my bio, so you can actually click it. There's an article from Oprah.com about just free mental health resources, ranging from everything dealing with like anxiety, depression, schizophrenia. So there's a lot of things out there that are free and affordable. Definitely don't let that stop you from seeking help. All right, so I'm off this. Love you guys. Stay blessed.